Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I'm gonna admit I have been uber excited about sharing the amazing new holiday catalog with you. It's got loads of great stuff. Everything from nostalgic, real old-fashioned Christmas to really cute, whimsical things. We're going to start with something from the Halloween series inside the catalog. The great news about this stamp set, which is called Among the Branches, is that there are images for other occasions as well. The big focus on this card today is going to be on this woodland embossing folder. Remember that all the products are available in my online store and offer great exclusive rewards. Head over to my blog and make sure you click on the rewards button, which is on the right hand side. You can see sneak peek pictures as well as details. Let's get stamping. Here's this really cute Halloween card, and I've got a couple tricks I'm going to show you on this. I'm going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is cut 4 by 5 1/4, and we are actually going to do our stamping first. I'm going to use the Smoky Slate ink pad. From the stamp set Among the Branches, I'm going to pull out some intricate pieces here to do some detail work. This is a really fun purchase because not only do you have Halloween, you have autumn, and of course you have Christmas. So a really good versatile buy. I'm going to ink up that branch in the Soft Sky ink, and I'm going to stamp my first branch here off to the side. Gotta love photopolymer because you can see exactly where you're going. Gonna flip this over and stamp another one right about here. And here's that fabulous brand new basic black archival ink pad. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I will tell you, it is going to stain your photopolymer stamps, but in no way, shape, or form does it affect its usage. I have used this owl silhouette in all different colors and it hasn't affected it whatsoever. So don't let the staining process scare you. That's all part of loving your stamps, but you're gonna love this deep, rich black. So I'm gonna use this to stamp the birds. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink up this owl silhouette, and I'm gonna stick him right down here on the branch. So here's the small crow, and I'm gonna put him up here in the branches. So there we have our image all stamped. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run this through the brand new woodland embossing folder. Wow, is this fun. I'm going to move this behind here so maybe you can see it a little bit better. These trees and branches are fabulous. So we're going to slide this inside the embossing folder. I'm going to make sure I got my branches going the right way. Okay, next we're going to have the big shot. So we're going to work on tab 1, clear mat on the bottom, and then our embossing folder and a clear mat on the top. Now I'm going to caution you, this is a 6 by 6 inch embossing folder. So you're going to want to make sure that this is not kitty wonkus as you crank it through, otherwise you're going to chew off an end of your embossing folder. Ask me how I know that. I did it. So you just want to be really careful, just line them up and then just crank it through. So now we've ended up with this beautiful, beautiful embossed background. Isn't that neat? But we're going to highlight that a little bit. I'm going to use the Smoky Slate ink pad, and I'm going to take out a dauber. So I'm going to ink it up a little bit here, and I'm actually going to tap off a little here because I don't want it to be too strong. And I'm going to start by filling in just a little bit of tone on those branches. It's going to bring them out a little bit. Now you don't want to get too crazy unless you're looking for a really dark silhouette. And I'm going to rub right over those. Now once you're satisfied with it, you're all set. Now this is why it was so important to stamp first, because obviously once it's textured, you're never going to get a solid image on here. The next thing is a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm using Tangerine Tango ink, and this is actually the spooky image from the stamp set. Again, it does get stained with usage. It absolutely has no effect on it. But because the image is so large and it's solid, I found that using my paper piercing mat really helped me get a good solid image. So I'm going to ink this up with the Tangerine Tango. And I'm going to stamp it here on my scrap paper. Firm, even pressure. Remember, as I was telling you in the beginning, that archival black will stain, but you can see how it absolutely had no effect whatsoever on the color of the stamp that I chose. The 2-inch circle punch will punch out this image perfectly and not even leave you with a little bit of white. On another scrap piece of cardstock, I'm going to use the 2.5-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch out a larger circle. Now here comes the fun part. This is the 1 1/4 inch scallop. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this in a little bit like this. And I am going to punch a little bit all the way around. Some are going to be shallow, some are going to be deeper. There's no rhyme or reason to this. You're literally kind of giving it a haircut as you go. Important that you kind of keep this circle shape because otherwise you're going to lose the continuity of that. Look what's happened though. We've created a really fun, eerie looking circle background for this image. So now I'm going to use my snail adhesive. And I'm going to put some on the back of this, and I'm going to mount this on the front of this. This is a 1/2 sheet of basic black cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, folding that in half with my bone folder. This is the Happy Haunting washi tape, and I'm going to start with a piece of the orange. I'm going to rip off, oh, maybe this is about 1.5 inches. And I'm going to place that here near the bottom. And then I'm going to peel off a piece of the black. And maybe just a little bit shorter. Now if you look closely, check that out. Can you tell those are like little bat silhouettes? That's going to go on top of here. Okay, now I don't like to wrap it to the back because I found, especially here in the Florida humidity, it sometimes will lift. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use my paper snips just to give it a nice clean edge. And I'm going to use my snail on the back. Now, whenever you're using an embossing folder that's heavily textured like this one, you're going to want to be a bit more generous with your adhesive to make sure that you get inside all those little hills and valleys so that it'll stick nicely. And I'm going to rub from the back. This way I don't have to risk getting any ink that might be on my hands on my card. Next comes our image, and I am going to use dimensionals on the back for this. So I'm going to take a couple of those. And then my spooky image is going to go here, and I'm going to tip it because I want to give it a little interest. I decided I wanted to add a button, so this is from the Neutrals collection, and this is one of the basic black buttons that are inside. I'm going to use a glue dot to attach that here to my card. And then I've cut myself 8 inches of Whisper White Baker's Twine, and I'm going to make a really quick bow here. And then another glue dot. And you're going to see the glue dot's bigger than we need, so we're going to scrunch that a little bit. And then that is going to go on top of here. I'm going to give my Baker's Twine a little bit of a haircut. And there we go. Our card is all done. Here's today's card. Here's the original one. I'm so glad you joined me, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great day, everyone.